I'm Evelyn Hayes. I'm 62 years old, a widow, and I live in a little apartment that looks out over the rainy streets of Seattle. It's been 10 years now since my husband Tom lost his long fight with cancer. When he left, he took most of the noise and warmth right out of my days. I'm on my own here. We only had one child, our son Alex. More than 10 years ago, he chased his future all the way to Australia. He landed on his feet down there. A beautiful house near the ocean, a good job in tech, a sweet wife named Mia, and two little ones full of energy, Lily and Jack. Every now and then he sends a photo, and honestly, it looks like heaven. But me? I'm still here in my quiet corner, surrounded by memories. Most mornings begin the same way. The soft click of the coffee maker, that comforting smell drifting through empty rooms while I straighten up and fix something simple to eat. Afternoons, I walk down to the park, watching young families chase each other across the grass. It always leaves a little ache in my chest. Evenings are the toughest. I settle into my old armchair by the window, the city lights twinkling outside like faraway stars, and I wonder, does Alex ever think about me the way I think about him? His calls are few and far between, like raindrops on a dry day. He sends money sometimes, always with the same promise. Mom, I'll come see you soon. Those words have turned into echoes. Still, I wait. A mother's love doesn't fade that easily. On my nightstand, I keep an old photo album. Almost every night I open it, run my fingers over his little boy smile, and remember. Then, one crisp autumn afternoon, with gray clouds hanging low, there was a knock at my door, strong, certain, unexpected. My heart jumped. I opened it, and there he was. Alex. Taller than I remembered, a few more lines around his eyes, but that same grin. Mom, he said, his voice catching just a bit. I couldn't move for a second. Then I threw my arms around him, breathing in his cologne mixed with my own tears. Is it really you? I whispered. After all this time? He came inside, slipped off his jacket, and I hurried to make a pot of the herbal tea he used to love. We sat at my scratched-up kitchen table, steam curling up between us like it was trying to close the years. How's Mia? I asked, my voice shaking with excitement. And Lily and Jack tell me everything. He smiled wide. They're great, Mom. The kids keep asking when they get to meet their grandma for real. His eyes lit up while he told me about beach days and school concerts. Finally, I had to ask, Son, what are you doing here? It's been so long. He leaned in, serious now. I've been thinking about you nonstop. You, all alone in this place, it doesn't sit right with me. I worry every single night. Come home with me, Mom. To Australia. We've got plenty of room, a whole guest suite just waiting for you. Sunshine every day, the kids running in and out. They'd love having you there. I looked around at these familiar walls soaked with memories and felt my throat tighten. But this apartment? This is where your dad and I started everything. Where you learned to walk. Leaving feels like leaving him behind all over again. He took my hand, warm and steady. I understand. Really, I do. But Mom, you're not as young as you used to be. These stairs are brutal in the winter. Down there, everything's easier, modern, bright. Mia's thrilled at the idea. She says it'll be like getting the mom she always wanted. That night the rain tapped against the windows while I lay awake, torn in two. Ruth on one side, family on the other. Alex was all I had left in this world. By morning, over coffee, I heard myself whisper, all right. Let's do it. We put the apartment on the market, and it sold faster than I ever thought possible. Alex took care of everything, paperwork, bank accounts, all of it. Packing felt like folding away pieces of my heart, but I did it. Finally the day came. We rolled my suitcase through the airport, my stomach fluttering with sadness and hope all mixed together. This is the beginning of something beautiful, Alex said, giving my shoulder a squeeze. But once we were inside the busy terminal, with voices echoing and announcements blaring, he stopped. Mom, the gate's pretty far. Let me grab a wheelchair so you don't have to walk all that way. Stay right here, I'll be back in 10 minutes tops. I nodded and settled onto a bench, watching the river of people flow past. 10 minutes turned into 15, then 30. I kept scanning every face. Nothing. A cold little knot started forming in my chest. He's just stuck in line, I told myself, gripping my boarding pass tighter. An hour dragged by. My hands started shaking. That's when a security officer noticed me. He walked over, kind eyes under the brim of his cap. "Ma'am, are you okay? You've been sitting here quite a while." My voice came out small. "My son. He went to get a wheelchair. We're supposed to fly to Australia together." I fumbled in my purse for a photo and my ticket. His name tag read James Carter. He looked at everything carefully, then said gently, "Just sit tight. I'll check on this for you." It felt like forever before he came back. When he sat down beside me, his face told me everything before he even spoke. "Ma'am, I'm so sorry. Your son boarded the flight alone. The plane took off 20 minutes ago. There was never a wheelchair request." The room spun. A cry slipped out of me. No, Alex wouldn't do that. He promised me. Tears poured down as the awful truth settled in. He'd taken the money and left me behind. James rested a hand on my shoulder. "Some people lose their way. You remind me so much of my own mom. She passed a few years ago. Seeing you here, it hurts my heart." He wouldn't let me stay there alone. My shift's ending. My wife, Sophia, would never forgive me if I didn't bring you home. Come on, no arguments. I heard him on the phone telling her what happened. Her voice came through, warm and sure. "Bring her here, James. We'll take care of her." That night, in their cozy house, Sophia wrapped me in a quilt and brought me a bowl of soup. I cried myself to sleep in their guest room, feeling like I lost my son twice in one day. The next morning, James got a phone call. He stepped into the other room, voice low. When he came back, he forced a smile and said, "Everything's fine." But I saw the pain in his eyes. What he never told me, what he decided I was unready to carry, was that Alex's plane had gone down over the Pacific. There were no survivors. James knew that, even after everything, I still loved my boy. In my quiet moments, I still prayed for him. Weeks blurred into months. Their home slowly became my home. James drove me to doctor's appointments, made sure I had my medicine, treated me like the mother he'd lost. Sophia poured tea and listened to my stories like a daughter would. Their grandkids started calling me Nana, running to me with sticky hugs. We planted flowers together, cooked Sunday dinners, laughed around the table. Joy crept back in little by little. One soft evening, as the sunset turned the sky gold and rose, James looked over at me and asked quietly, "Do you ever wish you'd fought harder to keep that old apartment?" I smiled, really smiled, for the first time in ages. I lost more than walls that day. But look what I found. A family that chose me. The hurt never fully leaves, but gratitude grew in its place. Life has a way of breaking us open, just so new light can get in. Real love isn't found in fancy promises. It stands in the everyday kindness that picks you up when you read down. Hold tight to the people who show up, not just the ones who say they will. What about you? What has life taught you about family and love? Drop it in the comments. I truly love to read your stories. If this one touched your heart, please give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs it, and consider subscribing for more stories like this. Thank you for listening.